What's up, everybody? Stacking Surfer here. Welcome to another live stream. So hopefully you guys have been having a wonderful Wednesday. Mine has been quite eventful, so I'll share that with you guys a little bit in a minute. I was hoping to go live starting at 5 and have given you guys more notification, but plans got a little messed up, so wasn't able to get it started earlier. Knox, welcome. Thank you for joining. OC Stacker, good to have you here. And we're going to get started, and then hopefully a few others will join on here in a minute. But, it's how it goes sometimes when you're getting started. All right, so a couple things I wanted to give you kind of a quick overview of what the live stream is going to be about today. So one, hey, Mike Herrera, welcome. We're going to be talking a little bit about a video that just came out that I want to make sure you guys are fully aware of. It's my best performing video so far to date. I don't know exactly why. It's a little hard to figure those things out, but I have some ideas around it. But I wanted to talk about that a little bit. I want to talk about some of the upcoming videos that are going to be dropping on the channel and give you guys a little hint of what's coming to look out for it. And then I'm going to talk a little about a new show that I'm doing with Nick's Coins on Tuesdays and Thursdays. So we'll do a little plug for that. Jeff, welcome. Amy, welcome. Glad to have you here as well. And then I'm going to be talking about a coin show that's coming up. So we'll give you some information about that here in Southern California if you happen to be in the area. And then I'm also going to be talking a little bit about the Silver Symposium that is coming this weekend. See if any of you may be attending that or considering it. And then I've got a handful of news articles. So, if you guys are watching the spot price as of late, we've had a dip. And it looks like it's come up just a little bit more towards the end of the day here. But are you taking advantage of the dip? Are you buying gold? Are you buying silver right now? Or are you nervous and thinking about selling? So we're going to talk about that. Tonight we're going to keep it pretty tight. I had a guest speaker that was coming that was not able to make it due to family issues. So that was another thing that threw the channel off a little bit today, their live stream. Shiny Man, welcome. So tonight we'll probably keep it a little bit tight depending on how many questions you guys have and how the stream goes. But I will be on live tomorrow as well with Nick's Coins, so we'll talk about that a little bit more when I get to that part of it. And then I've got a couple coins I want to talk about today. They're in different categories, and kind of my thoughts that I want to share with you guys to make sure, so you kind of understand what I'm going through right now and what I'm looking at from my portfolio and what I'm trying to do. So I think that'll be fun for us to hit today. And then, as always, please keep the comments live. Hit the thumbs up button if you guys haven't done that yet. And then what I'm hoping to get from you guys tonight, too, is we're going to ask you to ask me a few questions at the end of this, too, to see what else I can answer for you guys that hasn't been answered yet. So we're going to hit that. Melanie, Thomas, welcome as well. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to share my screen here in just a second so you guys can see my desktop here. So bear with me as I switch that over. Hopefully you guys can see that okay. What I want to share with you guys here that I think is pretty cool is, and this is not bragging rights because it's only 5,000 views, but you can see this video down here that I just launched yesterday has just hit the 5,000 view mark. Which is a huge thing for me. So one, I just want to point out, if you haven't seen it already, which I'm guessing most of you have with it hitting 5,000, to go take a look at it. I've been playing around with the thumbnails to try to make it a little easier to read them from a distance or on your phone. So I've been making it a little bit bigger. I don't know if that helped. It's also about an LCS, which I think LCSs are something that you guys have a lot of interest in, and it's the first one I'm doing. It's my first LCS video. And they had couple things that I'm going to point out to you guys on this video. I'm going to click on it in just a second, but I want to show you too, my next best performing video has been 3,600 views, and it took 4 months to get there. So anyway, I'm pretty stoked about this one, hitting it pretty fast. I'm not going to play the audio here, and I really don't want to look at myself there, but I do want to show and point out a couple highlights. The second part of it's going to be coming down, and we're going to be talking a little bit about these other coins that I had them priced. You'll be able to find out if I ended up selling these to them or if I ended up keeping them and what price we got for them. So you're going to see that. There's quite a fun discussion around pre-33. This is the first time I've ever seen a pre-33 coin that's graded at a MS67. I'd never seen that before. The highest I've ever seen is a 65, so this coin's like pretty much in perfect condition almost. Even though it's a common date, I want to say they were looking at around $6,000 for this coin. I might be wrong. You'll have to watch the video. But it's a really cool looking coin, and it's a double eagle St. Gaudens. So that was pretty cool in the video. And then the other thing I wanted to show you guys too that I was just amazed by is how much fake gold we found. So I may go back, and you can see the beware counterfeits over here. I may go back and actually film a lot more. They actually have monster boxes full of fake gold. And just about anything you can think of, they had fake. So here was a Year of the Dragon. I think it was from the Perth Mint. Faked graded coin. They also had, looks like an eagle that was over here that was fake. And then, let's see if I can get the thumbnail to show us the right thing. They had stacks of 1 ounce Scottsdale Mint silver bars that were fake. So anyway, look for that. But the second part's going to come out, and that is actually going to have the second part will actually have a pretty awesome discussion about ancient coins for any of you that are into ancient coins or think that would be pretty fun. Oh my gosh, all you guys saw was a blank black screen. All right, shoot, that is not good. Let's see. Let's try it this way. Well, all right, that might be a little problematic. I'm going to have to do something different then for that. All right. My latest video that just dropped yesterday is what I'm talking about. I'm sorry you guys just saw a black screen. That sucks. I don't know. Software, it's supposed to work. But take a look at the video. I think it's pretty awesome. It's pretty fun. I'm hoping to do more of them with Liberty coins as well. And what will be coming out in part 2 is I'll be discussing whether I sold my coins to them or bars or rounds, whether I bought anything from them, which you guys will have to stay tuned for towards the end of that video. And then we're also going to have a pretty good discussion on ancient coins, which is pretty cool. West Texas Stacker, welcome. Star Stacker, welcome. Let's see. I like them, just don't know if I get the premium back out. Are you talking about Star Stacker pre-33 gold? So I'll have another video coming out on that too. So let me tell you about some of the videos that will be coming out soon, because I think they'll be pretty fun for you guys. One, there's going to be a video coming out about part 2 of the LCS video over at Liberty Coins. I'm also going to have the second part of my Would You Rather on the Street with Sufer. So it's going to be, would you rather have a Hershey chocolate bar or would you rather have a silver bar? So part 2, that's going to be coming out. It'll be similar to the Klondike bar video. All this stuff is already filmed. I'm just needing to find time to edit all of it. Number 3, I've got a video coming out that will be of the Long Beach Coin Show. So I'm going to show you guys what is it like to have your own booth and set up your coins and sell coins to people. So that's going to be pretty fun. I'll have another video coming out from the coin show as well, where I traded a coin for another coin, and I'll just give you a hint. I traded a gold coin for a silver coin, which is kind of nuts. But I'll talk about that and show that in that video. And then I've got a third video from that show that's going to talk about pre-33 gold and why people may consider investing in it. So as with anything, this is not financial advice. It's just ideas that I want to share with you guys and knowledge and help you guys out with it. I think pre-33 gold is pretty awesome, and I do think it's something that can be a great investment. It is something you're definitely going to have to hold longer than just bullion, and you need to wait for it to go up in value. The other issue that can run into with pre-33 is you need to do a lot of research on it. You need to have an idea of why you're getting into it. And also, you need to understand your exit strategy more than even with bullion. So that can be very, very important for you. And we're going to hit all of that in that video coming up, which is going to be pretty cool. a couple other videos that I have that'll be coming out will be around. Thank you guys. I got some visitors in here. In my pocket. Here you go. All right, bye-bye. AirPods. My daughter needs AirPods at the gym. You guys know how that is, right? You got to have the AirPods when you're going to the gym. So I'm going to also be going back to Liberty Coins and doing that video. I'm hoping to do another video on safes soon so that you guys can get some more information on some other safes from another vendor. And then I'm heading to the Silver Symposium this weekend in Las Vegas. If you guys aren't familiar with that, I'll have to. It's in. If you guys are a member and you're a subscriber, you see it in the member section of my channel. There's some information there, and there's also a discount code if any of you want to go and attend that. But I think it's gonna be pretty cool. Andy Scheckman's gonna be there, so I'm hoping to get a quick interview with him on the fly, possibly, or at least a quick picture with him. Maybe we'll get a little short that's put together. And I'm hoping at some point to have him on the channel, which would be great. I'll be talking to Economic Ninja in person, if you guys know him, and then also to the prepper. Let's see, Economic Prepper, Chris, if you guys know him, and then also a handful of other YouTube channels, and then a lot of companies that are silver miners, as well as silver bullion stores. So I'm hoping to find some great deals for us potentially in the future with silver price, and maybe some great people to meet to have on for interviews, which would be great. So that's going to be coming up. In addition to that, I will be continuing to come up with some cool ideas and some cool videos. I still need to flesh out more on my gold 101 videos, and then there'll be some more information coming out on the silver 201 series coming as well. So lots of good content coming in. And then what I also want to do is just 2 quick shout outs here. So let's see. One is this here. So starting tomorrow at 2 o'clock Pacific, 5 o'clock Eastern, I will be doing a new series of videos, live streams on Tuesdays and Thursdays with Nick's Coins. So if you guys know Nick, she's pretty cool. She won the hair contest, but you guys, I wasn't really competing with her. It's more with Stormy and Polly Buck, and they're the ones that started it. So I'll throw that out there. Go check out their channels if you guys haven't checked them out yet. But what we're going to be doing on this video series is it's going to be set up as a podcast. So we're hoping to take what's on here and then load it into the podcast so that you guys can listen to it as well, and hopefully get other people hearing more of this great message about stacking. But we're going to be talking about current events. We're going to be talking about news. We're going to be talking about specific coins. We're going to be talking about the different kinds of stacks. So what does it mean to have a prepper stack? What does it mean to have a numismatic stack? Why would someone buy a pre-33 gold coin over buying a gold eagle? The premiums are different. What's the strategy there? Why are people doing that? So the great news is none of us are sponsored, neither Nick or I. So you're going to get a very unbiased opinion from that standpoint, where to buy, how to sell, and some of the strategy that's behind it. And both of us have made a lot of mistakes, so you're going to be able to learn from our mistakes. So hopefully you guys don't make them. And then we've also made some great moves too that have made money for us and have also helped secure our families. So we're going to be hitting that too, which will be really fun. The other thing that we'll be hitting on that channel too is Q&A with you guys. So that's going to be pretty fun. And then I will continue to do live streams on Wednesday. My time that I'm trying to stick with is going to be 5 o'clock Pacific, 8 o'clock Eastern. Maybe that'll get changed to 6. I don't know. But I'm trying to keep it there. And my goal is to have a different stacker or a different person in the community and interview them each week on Wednesdays. Part of that is I want to help other channels grow that are looking to grow, and I want to give you guys a variety of people that are out there and opinions, and get some good interviews in place. So far I've been able to interview Metal Scholar. Check out his channel. I've also been able to interview My Silver Journey. So if any of you are starting off a channel, you'd like to get some publicity on that, let me know. I'd be happy to have you on my channel. I'm looking to interview OC Stacker at some point here soon. It would be great to have Knox on to talk a little bit about being a mod and everything he's doing in the community. And then I'm hoping to get a handful of other people on there too. So if you know of some people that you would like me to interview and try to reach out to that you can either connect me with, or people you think I should just reach out to and get to know, let me know. I would love to do that. Hopefully one of these days I'll get Socal Stacking on as well, and we can talk a little bit about what he's been up to. He's been finding some great buys and some really cool coins that are low mintage, which are pretty fun. So anyway, that's one of the things that I would like to do going forward. So that'll be fun. And then the other thing I'm going to do here real quick is I think this is the right one here. So this is a quick little snippet on the Arcadia Coin Show coming up. So one of the things that's really awesome that you guys will see in my upcoming video about the Long Beach Coin Show is I had the opportunity of working with OC Stacker. He was nice enough to let me have a section of his booth, and I was able to display some of my coins out. I was able to sell a handful of them, and I had a lot of fun doing that. I thought that was even more fun than just going to the booths and talking to people. And I'm thinking that might be a fun thing to start doing, is going to some of these coin shows and meeting people. But this is going to be another one that's coming up. If you happen to be in the Southern California area, send me a DM on Instagram or email me, stackingsurfer@gmail.com, and I can get you in for free. As you can see, the admission is only showing us $3 right here, but hey, it's $3 and it may be going up in price. I'm not positive, but let me know. We'd be happy to get you a pass in there. And we're also going to be giving away silver to channel members if you show up to it and you let me know you're a channel subscriber. We'll be putting you into a drawing for that. And then hopefully we'll be able to get some new subscribers there, add some people to the family. But this will be a fun opportunity to come to a coin show that's local, get to know people. For us Californians, what's really awesome about coin shows is that you don't pay sales tax, okay? So that's something that I highly recommend considering and looking at. It can make a huge difference for you. I've been sending out to you guys a lot of posts about silver deals at spot. I can't take advantage of those because I'm paying almost 8% in sales tax. So by the time I do that, I'm already paying a lot more. I might as well just buy it from someone locally here that is another stacker, or I'm having to buy it off of things like Reddit, Instagram, or YouTube. Buying from eBay is gonna charge me sales tax, so is Whatnot. So those are platforms that I kind of avoid there. So that's that information there. And then let's see, I think this is going to be the same thing. Let's see. Yeah, that's the same thing. Okay, so I don't have one on the Silver Symposium that's coming up. I will have to see if I can, let me see if I can find it real quick. All right, let me see if I can find it here and share with you guys. If it'll let me do this. All right, we're gonna try something. I don't know if this is gonna work on here. Let's see if I can download this image real quick. All right, let's see if we can make this work. Okay, just a second here, guys. Give me one more second. This will be easier if I can show you. Okay. All right. So as you guys know, disclaimer on getting this video and live streams all set up. We're kind of trying different software, but here's the Silver Symposium that's coming up this weekend. This is Economic Ninja. If you guys have not met him before, you've got Andy Scheckman here. There's a lot of other guys. I don't know everybody that's going to be there. I don't have all their names down. But there's going to be quite a few people here that are silver experts. And I think this is going to be really, really cool to go do. So I'm hoping to do some of it live. I'm hoping I'll have an opportunity to meet a handful of these people and then also potentially have them on the channel for interviews over time. So I don't know. I'm guessing some of them have requirements on how big the channel has to be before you can do that, but we're going to give it a try. All right, so we'll take those guys off. So anyway, I see that we've got buy contests on here again. Welcome. Thank you for coming. And, Knox is able to get away with no sales tax, which I think is great, guys. So here's what I want to throw out there, when you guys are looking at coin shows in general, I think there's something to go take a look at, but you definitely, one of the things I'll tell you is you need to make sure that you're checking your metals. So if you don't know the person you're buying from, I would either bring a coin pinger or a Sigma machine if you have it, just so that you can double check what you're buying is good. It's also helpful to buy from someone that has a larger presence as well, is going to be helpful. And then at the end of the day, I think it's a great place to go. So we'll end it with that. All right, so let's talk a little bit about some of the news that's coming up that I'm finding out from you guys, because I thought this was pretty crazy. So I'm going to pull up some articles. I guess I'm not going to be able to share my screen for it, but as I'm reading these, I'm going to give you guys a little view of my desktop here. And before I start going into the news, I did want to show you, why did I pull these coins out today to show you guys. There's a reason to this. So one, right now when silver has low premiums, okay, I think this is a great time to be looking at things like Eagles. Okay, if you can get Eagles under $30, I think those are going to be some pretty good buys for you. It's just my 2 cents on this. These coins here are going to be more on the collectible realm, and they're going to have higher premiums. When you get them antique like this, they're going to be quite a bit more. So, you're looking at like a $50 to $60 for these guys, and I think these ones are closer up into the $70 to $80. And so right now, these are coins that I would not be worrying about buying, in my opinion, unless you're trying to complete a series and it's something you really want to have. For me, I thought creating some of these series or building them would be easy to go sell on eBay, and it's turning out to be something no one wants. So I think people like the chase. And so for some of these coins, if I decide I don't want to keep them, I'm basically selling them off individually. But right now, I would avoid this kind of coin to stack. I'd be looking at Eagles, and if you can get for $1 or $2 over spot, I would be looking at getting generics. So, JM Bullion, that bar may have a little bit of a premium on top of other bars or Buffalo rounds, but I do think those are good to look at. Goldbacks, I think, are really fun. I was just at Disneyland, and they would not take goldbacks there, and it was kind of late at night, so I wasn't able to get a good video out on it, so I did not do that, but I may be going back with my kids again soon to Disneyland, and I am going to do some videos on that at Disneyland, which I think will be pretty fun. We'll see if we can use it at the restaurants, if we can use it at some of the booths. I think I already know the answer of what's going to be there, but it'll be fun to see people's reactions. What I was able to do, though, is I was at a steak restaurant with my family, and I was able to pull these out and ask the guy that was doing the valet if he would take goldbacks. And I had an opportunity to talk to him, and what was really cool about it is he said he was just getting into stacking. So I was able to leave him one of these as a tip, and then he said he had to split the tip with someone else, so I gave him another $4 too, so he's able to give the $4 to the other guy and keep the gold back, which I thought was pretty good. And I think these are pretty fun to play around with and use, and I do think these are pretty cool things to have for 72-hour kits, as well as I don't know, bartering, guys. I think these will be just as good to barter as all your junk silver. So here's some of that. There you go. It's in focus there. So I think now is also a great time to be looking at gold stuff. So what kind of gold coins are good to look at right now? I'm seeing fairly low prices for 10th ounce gold. So this is the only one I got out right now, this 10th ounce gold, the Lynx. These are great coins. These have a little bit of a higher premium, so maybe stay away from this guy at the moment. But if you can get yourself a 10th ounce maple or eagle right now, and you can pick those up for under $220, I think that's a great buy. And you can also find some other coins that are going to be in that range. But I think those are great prices to look at. I'm a big fan of gold. I'm a big fan of silver. and I've had some great debates with my friends lately on Bitcoin because he's a big Bitcoin guy. And so it's been kind of fun to have conversations around that and talk about it. But, right now may be a great time to buy. I don't know if things are going to dip down significantly or not, or if we're at the point where we're about to just see things take off. But I do have a couple news articles I want to share with you guys about that to kind of help you understand where the market's going. But as I'm rambling here, I'm going to take a quick break on talking while I take a drink here, and then I'm going to read your comments real quick. So a couple things I want to shoot out, and then we're going to get to the news. So Craig mentioned he would take the gold backs. I would too, guys. Joseph Lopez, welcome to the stream tonight. Just finished an ounce of Roosevelt silver dimes of a $1.40 face for constitutional silver. That's pretty sweet. Let's see. Hyper Knoxville, welcome to the stack or to the channel here. And let's see what else we got here. Shiny man, try using the Pocahontas one at Disneyland. That would be funny. What I ought to probably do is take my Disney, any of my Disney silver, and see if they'll take it there. I am curious to see if someone else would take it that's there too to trade me, so I might try doing that too. West Texas Stacker says, I wouldn't mind a set of gold backs just as a novelty. Honestly, I think at the very least, getting a set of gold backs in whatever favorite state and design you have is pretty cool. So I would definitely look at doing that. Let's see. Chris Martinez, welcome. So buy contests, I don't know where you live, but he's got to spend $1,000 to get away from paying the state sales tax. I got to spend $2,000 here, which makes it really hard. I'm not putting, I don't know, maybe you guys have a ton of money right now. I'm not putting away $2,000 worth of silver and gold at the moment per month to do that consistently. I'm buying more fractional stuff at the moment. We got Bitcoin as a scam. The cyber attacks the media keeps hitting. So this is from Brocade Blues. Welcome to the stream tonight. They probably have some AI algorithm that's going to figure out everyone's passcode and steal everyone's Bitcoin. So I do sell in my day job AI software, guys. I was into Bitcoin before I was into gold and silver as a stacker, and I don't hold any Bitcoin right now. I can't say I will never hold it. I can't say that I would never take it if someone gave it to me. But I can tell you that I don't see it as a good storage of wealth or a hedge against inflation. I do think it could be something that could help you transact a lot of money across borders. And I do think it could be something that could potentially be used to make money, right? You could make money off of it. But to me, it does look like a tulip craze. If you go back to I think it was the 15 or 1600s in Holland, I forget the exact year. But it does look a lot like a tulip craze. And what I've learned a lot about Bitcoin since then is that there is a lot of the libertarian uses that came out initially for Bitcoin have disappeared. They can trace you, they can track you, they know what your wallet is, they make you do KYC. A lot of people can get scammed very easily out of it. Could it go up and make a ton of money for you? It might. It really could. But I don't see governments backing their currency with it. So as we see countries like ours in the US here to start to deflate away the debt, which they're going to have to do, I see gold and silver being a much safer hedge and bet than Bitcoin. And then I see the currency getting backed probably to gold again at some point. That's what's been historically the thing to do. So why would that change? But for any of you that have Bitcoin, I don't think you need to run to the exit. I think it's something that you got to take into consideration. And I do have a friend that I'm hoping to bring on to talk about Bitcoin, not to have a debate about it to see who's right, but to understand why some people are investing in it. There may be something you haven't heard of before. There may be something that's interesting to you. And even if you have no interest in buying it, it might be helpful for you to hear from someone that is stacking Bitcoin to understand why they're doing it. could give you some ideas on how to talk to your other friends that are stacking it. It may give you some ideas about understanding that a little bit more. That's all I'm going to say about Bitcoin today. All right, let's see what else we got in here real quick, and then we're going to hit the news. So Craig mentions once he gets a workshop and some space, he's going to refine all his gold-plated items and gold-filled jewelry. That'd be pretty cool. You'll have to do some videos on that. Rig Nation, West Texas Stacker. That's what I think goldbacks are as well, novelty status. So you guys, a lot of people do. A lot of people see goldbacks as just, a fun thing to have. And I actually saw that until I went up and met with Benjamin and then made the video that you guys can see on my channel about him. So I do think there's quite a bit of utility. What Benjamin was telling me is about half the stores in Utah will take goldbacks, 50% or so. That's pretty significant. If Utah can get to the point where just about every store, except maybe the national chains, will take them, it's a full currency. It's something you can use. And because you can go to Alpine Gold Exchange there in Utah physically and buy them for about $3.65 US for one goldback, and they're exchanging at $4, I don't know why you wouldn't go and buy a ton of those and use them at the stores and save money. That's kind of what I did that was fun out there. And I bet you can do it in some of the other states if they have one of those exchanges. And if not, if you can find them under the exchange rate, there's a benefit to it. But they are pretty cool, and they're lightweight. And I got to tell you, when you put these in people's hands, they don't know what they are, and they think they're pretty cool. So it's a good conversation piece too. So if any of you guys are dating and you're looking for a new girlfriend, maybe next time take a gold back and lay those out on the table at dinner and see what happens. Maybe she'll think you're a freak. I don't know. Joseph Lopez asks, what do you think about slab silver quarters? Because I have a National Park Limited silver quarter that is PR69 grade. Do you think I should sell it for weight? So Joseph Lopez, I cannot claim to know much about those because I don't have any of those. What I would recommend is come onto the live stream tomorrow on my channel at 2 o'clock Pacific, 5 o'clock Eastern with Nick's Coins. And I would put that question in the chat. Tomorrow we will start off by having questions in the chat, and then going forward we're going to try to get a bunch of questions ahead of time. And because it is a podcast, we won't be probably addressing you guys directly. We'll have the mods helping with that a little bit, at least as we work into the format. And then we'll be addressing some of those questions when we get to the Q&A section. But maybe we'll call out your names. I don't know. We got to figure that out still. We're going to do a run through it. But Nick would have a better idea for you. She's more of an expert in numismatics. So we're definitely going to be talking about that tomorrow, which I think you'll really like. Freedom Seeker 63. Watch your kids closely at Disneyland. I'm not even going to go there, but yes, I agree. My youngest kids are 17. So they're twins. They always stick together, and they've got their cousins. And I make sure people are two at a time going to the bathrooms. And we have cell phones to keep close eye on each other, and we usually go together in a big group. So do keep your kids close. Anytime you go to any place where there's a lot of people out in public, there's child trafficking and all kinds of crazy stuff going on out there. So OC Stacker mentions that Mark Cuban got hacked on Bitcoin too. I want to say it was around $600,000 or $700,000, which is not small. And now he's talking about having Coinbase custody it for him, which is not a great idea. If you're going to hold Bitcoin, you want to hold it by yourself. It's just like with gold and silver. You really want to hold it by yourself too. You don't want to be having SD Bullion hold it for you per se. Now they have a vaulting facility. You can use that, but if you don't own it, if you don't hold it, you don't own it technically. If something crazy were to really happen, I do vault majority of my metals, and it's the same thing. However, it's a private facility. It's not too far from my house. It's about 40 minutes away. And it is a place that is highly secure. And I could get there if I needed to in a short time. So I do think you should hold as much as you can. I'm showing my face, and so for security reasons, I keep most of it away from my house because, well, it's the smart thing to do for me. But what I will tell you guys, if you're not showing your face on video and you're not telling all your neighbors and friends and people in the world about owning gold and silver, it's good to keep it close to you and get a good safe and do all of that. So Craig still has Bitcoin in cold wallet. I'd keep it there for now. Just my thought. Bitcoin is not backed by anything, and you guys, that is true. So we also had the NFT craze where you had people buying, images for $6 million and more. And, that kind of went up and down. So I'm not going to tell you not to do crypto. A lot of the stackers are going to tell you it's evil, stay away from it. I don't know what's going to happen, but I have a feeling that at some point we're going to inflate the US dollar high enough that it makes the 33 trillion plus dollars of debt we have nothing. And then I think they're going to do a currency reset, and I think they'll back it with gold. And because of everything that's going on out there, I think there's a pretty good chance that it's probably going to end up being a central bank digital currency that's probably backed by gold initially, and then over time they'll strip the gold out of it. That's what history would tell us. So don't think you'll never use a cryptocurrency. I think you're going to be forced to use them. And unfortunately, you're not going to be able to have everything being gold and silver. I mean, the company I work for, they're not going to pay me in gold and silver. They're going to pay me in whatever the main currency form is. And if that happens to be a digital currency, that's what I'm going to get. So that's one of the reasons I like to stack gold and silver, is to keep my wealth and money out of this system. So Craig also mentions Bitcoin was supposed to be decentralized, meaning it wasn't owned by any government. But now you see that they have it regulated. You also know who has it. And then you've got Michael Saylor from MicroStrategy, who owns a ton of it. And so you're starting to see more big players buy it. You're about to see BlackRock get involved with an ETF. And when that happens, they're going to have a huge amount of influence. And a lot of people don't talk about this, but it is possible for them to force a hard fork, which means that they could change, if they own enough of it, they are involved with enough of the miners, they could influence them to change the way Bitcoin works and take it from a stake of work I'm saying the term wrong. Instead of having been based on, I forget their actual term, on the electricity that's used and the calculation, it could just be based on how many coins are out there and people staking them. Proof of work versus proof of stake. I'm not even saying that right. All right, guys, I'm not a big, huge crypto guy, but I do read up on a lot of it. So I'm getting some of my terminology off a little bit, but it is not backed by something physical that has value in other forms. So that is true. All right, so let's see if we had any other comments here. Did you see the story on vault raided by FBI and a customer suing because gold went missing? I did not see that, Knox. You'll have to send me some more information on that. I did see the news about Liberty Safes having their backdoor, and I would love to be able to get a video with them at some point to talk more about that. But, what I'll tell you guys is nothing's 100% safe. There's no guarantee that we're even going to be able to use gold and silver at some point to do things. We think that it's going to work, so you do your best. And, to me, stacking is something that helps me sleep better at night. And then you got to secure it in a way that you're going to feel most comfortable with. I feel more comfortable having my stuff vaulted, even though I know I have a risk of someone breaking into that, than having it in my house right now. At some point, maybe I'll feel differently about that and feel more comfortable. But you got to do what helps you sleep well at night. And part of the whole reason I'm doing this stuff is to take care of my family and to make sure they've got a future. And look, a face reveal. And secure my wealth. So one thing that I'm not doing is I'm not freaking out about what the price of gold and silver is on a daily basis, but I am looking to see when I want to buy and when I want to sell based on prices. But I'm not worrying about it. So I put my strategy in place, I keep doing my thing, and then I move on with life and I take the kids to go do fun things like Disneyland. Star Stacker got out of his crypto stuff. Let's see. If you get it for free, it's good. Okay, let's see. I've also got rig donation here. Mentions digital currency. Yep, back by ones and zeros. It is, guys. Amy, let's see. What did Amy have to say here? 80-year-old man. He got a portion of his gold back, and the FBI kept some of that. That's too bad. I would definitely sue the FBI if they took my gold, but then I don't know if I'd have the money to sue them if they took all the gold. Let's see. So Star Stacker was thinking about mining. Yeah, I've looked into it, but there's no way with how expensive electricity is in the state of California. There is a Star Stacker mentions that there is talk about a gold-backed crypto. That is true. Okay, we're just about to the bottom, and then I'm going to jump over to the news. And then they keep having the Bitcoin too. So you know what? The other thing Michael Saylor never talks about that just drives me nuts. I put in a big, huge note on one of his videos today because it just bugged me. But he was talking about how if gold goes up in value enough, they're just going to start making more and more gold by getting it out of the ground. And they're just going to start mining more and more of it. But what he doesn't take into consideration is the easy gold is already found and been dug up. We're now getting to hard gold. We're getting to harder silver to mine. So, and you got about a third of the mining force that's about to retire here. Yes, could you create robots in the future? Could you get more people trained up to go and do more research and exploration? You could, but it takes time to do that. And even at that, we're finding that gold is getting harder and harder to get to. So, hey, Knox, thank you. So I'm not too worried about that. He talked about a 2% inflation with gold, and Bitcoin can't do that. We'll see what happens. There's a lot of risks with Bitcoin. It has to have electricity and all kinds of other stuff. So we'll leave it at that. But it's something that I'd rather have the physical stuff like this. Okay, let me pull up the news articles and we'll hit those real quick. And then I want to get some of your guys' comments on that. Okay, so let me just pull up something real quick here. I'm going to make it so I can see your guys' comments as we're talking here when I go to the other screen. Okay, so the first article that I pulled up, I thought this was kind of interesting. Have any of you guys bought gold from Costco? I have not, but I looked this up the other day. And you can buy gold from Costco. Literally, you can, which is kind of cool. I think they're mostly selling 1 ounce bars. And maybe it's down to grams, but so here's the article. So this comes from CNBC News. Costco is selling gold bars, and they're selling out within a few hours. So this is 5 hours ago. Costco is selling 1 ounce gold Pamp Swiss Lady Fortuna Veriscan bars. So I don't have one of those right now, but hey, imagine this is gold. They look kind of like this, but they're in the assay, right? So that's kind of cool. So let's see what they say here. Gold has risen more than 15% over the past year and more than 55% over the past 5 years. Costco is well known as a place to get bargain prices. So let's see what the price is. Tell me if you guys think this is a bargain. So they're available at a bargain price of... let's see. Come on, give me this article. Why do they hide these things? They make you read this whole thing. So we know the spot went below $1,900, and they're not showing me the price. These guys are stinkers. Okay, let's find it here. Oh my goodness. So they're not going to tell us how much it's going for. So you're going to have to go check Costco to go see what the amount is. Let me see if I can pull it up on this other screen real quick. Let's see if we can find it. Okay, let's see if we can find it here. Okay, here's another article that's that's today. It's 27th, right? It's saying that they are selling the gold pamps for $19.50 each for Rand Refinery gold bars, and Pamp Swiss at $19.80 each. That's not too bad. So, yeah, on this CNBC article, it made it look like they were talking about spot price directly, but I guess the price was there. So at $19.50, that's not too shabby to pick those up. I don't know that I would say that's a killer deal at the moment. I'd have to double check and see what you can get from some of the other bullion dealers, but I do think that's probably a little bit below what you can get from SD Bullion. So it's probably not too bad. So look at that. Go on Costco.com online and go take a look at it. That might be a good option to look at, guys. I do not have any news on whether they sell silver, so I think right now it's just these 1 ounce gold bars. Now, when would I buy a gold bar? Which I don't have in front of me, but you can see at least this silver. I would buy a gold bar when you're looking to store your savings, and you may want to use that sooner than 5 years. And the reason I say that is you're going to be buying the lowest premium, and you're also going to be selling it probably spot or a little bit below it, depending on who you're selling to. But those coins are going to give you the least amount of pain and suffering if you need to liquidate them. Now, I've been lucky with some of my gold coins where I've been able to sell them and make anywhere from 15 to 80% on top of them, but it's hard to pick those winners. So bars are great when you're looking at savings, and you may need to pull the trigger on having to sell those at some point. Now, before you go and buy all this gold and silver, I think you need to have your emergency fund of at least $1,000 at the very least, and then I really recommend having anywhere from 3 to 6 months of liquid cash. Personally, I tend to be more 3 months on cash and 3 months in really inexpensive silver and gold that I could use to cash back out. But that's just me. Not financial advice, just my thoughts. Okay, another article I have here, and I wish you guys could see these things. Let me try it one more time and see if the screen's going to work. Let's try it with the new screen. Okay, we're going to give this one a try. And you guys let me know if you're seeing the article okay. All right, so let's give this a try and see if it'll work. Are you seeing an article from Business Today? I think you are. So give me a thumbs up if you're seeing an article from Business Today. Okay, good. It's working. All right. That's better than just looking at my coins and my fingers. So I've got someone here. Craig is telling me I should go try Whatnot. I might, guys, but I need some support and help to make that fun. I'm not going to do Whatnot by myself. It's something that's hard for me to buy from, but as far as selling could be good. Now, one of the things I want to tell you guys is I'm not looking to get into major auctions of expensive stuff. What I'm more concerned about is helping you guys pick up the right kind of silver and gold at the right prices. So I would rather make my money from advertising on YouTube. I'd rather make it from providing very valuable memberships and membership fees that you guys get true value out to help you stack things like really killer spreadsheets that help you keep track of everything, buying groups, things that are going to help you guys get a leg up out there. That doesn't mean that I wouldn't auction off some really cool pieces, but for me, I want to help you guys get more weight at a better value and then also pick the right kind of coins to pick up. So I probably won't be doing an auction, like Stormy does on Empire Precious Metals, or Guido with Guido Stacking, or even Silver Dragons with Silver Dragons, or some of the other guys you find on YouTube where they're doing a lot of, the coins that I was just showing you guys a minute ago. I do have a handful of those. If I do look to sell them, I would put them up, but they would also be coins I'm not recommending you buy. So I also don't want to have a double standard from it. But hey, if you guys really want to pick up the coin, I'm willing to give it to you at a better price than you can buy on eBay. And I'd much rather sell it to a channel member. So, and I'm not going to tell you not to buy that stuff. I'm going to tell you not to buy very much of it. And if I'm selling it, you can probably bet that I'm going to be moving it into something that is more cost effective. So I'm just going to throw that out to you guys right now. All right, so here's what we're going to do here. Yeah, I got it, Craig. You got to pay sales tax on whatnot, so it won't be great for the local people. Local people, I'm going to tell you to come to the coin shows I'm doing. That's where I'm going to give you killer deals on gold and silver. So you guys want killer deals, you want to pay sales tax, and you're a channel member, we're going to hook you up at the coin shows. So definitely look for us, and we'll be notifying you when those are coming out, when we're going to those. So quick article, gold and silver prices today. Yellow metal traded near its weakest level in more than a month. Okay, so that's one article. That was 18 hours ago. And let's see, we're talking about gold. They had it down at 1903. It actually dipped a bit below that, especially if you're looking at Kitco. Excuse me. Kitco took us down to 1873 today. So that's starting to look like some buying territory, if you're asking me. I hate paying for gold over $2,000 an ounce. I just I have a hard time doing it, and I haven't done it in a long time. Even over at APMEX, you're looking at 1886 right now. So since APMEX tends to be about the most expensive, let's see what they're telling us for a gold eagle in this year. It's let's see, they're saying 2021. So I still wouldn't be buying those right now myself. But those bars for 1950 over at Costco actually sound pretty good. All right, so that's that article. I don't want to read any more of that one. That one's kind of boring. High gold to silver ratio unlikely to last. So I thought this one was kind of interesting. Like I mentioned earlier, I'm more of a gold bug than a silver bug, but I understand why a lot of people like silver. And there's a reason why I'm a gold bug, because I'm living in California. I have a very, everything's very expensive here. I'll just put it that way. So I'm really trying to shore up things and make sure that I can secure my wealth. I'm less concerned about trying to hit it big with silver, but I do have silver too. As you guys are aware of, the gold to silver ratio has been pretty flipping high. I want to say right now I'd have to do the math on it, but and I'm trying to see if they will pull it up here, but they're doing some stats on this here, R squared values. But I think it's been hovering around 80 recently. So you guys will have to tell me exactly where the ratio is sitting at. I don't have that in front of me. Hey, Nick, welcome. Nick, do you know what the gold to silver ratio is at the moment? Maybe you could help me with that, or even Knox. We'll throw that in here. An article that's talking about it, you would think it would have it in here. So that was kind of dumb. But, there is a high probability that we are going to see silver lose its manipulated ability in the future at some point. And we could see silver recalculate all the way down to potentially a 10 to 20 ounces to 1 ounce of gold. And if you're holding a bunch of silver when that happens, you're going to be very happy. I can't promise that's going to happen. I don't know if it will. But traditionally, at least in modern times, we've seen that ratio kind of fluctuate between 80 and 60 for that ratio. And so right now, if we're kind of at the high end, it would technically mean that you should be buying more silver if you go by the gold to silver ratio. But we're also in a little bit of unprecedented times where we're most likely to see gold go up as the Fed lowers interest rates. When they do the U-turn, you should see gold going up faster than silver and before silver does. So you may have a time to kind of get out of some gold if you really want to and move into some silver. I don't know that I'd recommend that, but for maybe part of your portfolio, if you're willing to take a little bit more risk, there could be some things there that you could look at. So they are mentioning here in the 1980s it was as low as 17. That's pretty low. That would be insanely incredible if it happened again. Okay, let's see if we have any ratios that anybody's pulled up. So we're at 82.88 or 83.02. So it just depends on where you're getting your numbers from. I think OC Stacker might be pulling it off of Kitco, and Knox is pulling it on SD, so it's going to be a little bit different. Let's see. It will be freaking crazy, guys, when the ratio flips. Okay, Joseph Lopez, a sent you a link to the Costco page where you can buy the gold and silver bar, but you have to create a dummy account to see the price. Okay, so you got to be a member to get the price on gold, on the gold there for Costco, but I may have to take a look at that. That may be pretty cool. Shore up, is that a pun? I don't know, maybe. Okay, so Knox got us the answer. I think we're pretty good on the ratio now. So then I got a bunch of you guys, anytime I say I'm in California, you tell me why you left California. I'll tell you a lot of the reasons why I'm still here, and I'll tell you why I want to leave. And a lot of them have to do financially. I think there could be a pretty good housing correction coming. I don't know how people are still affording to buy houses anymore. So I think there's two scenarios, and I'll just give you my 2 cents on real estate, having been a real estate investor for a long time, for about 25 years. I'll tell you guys, there's two big scenarios I see coming with real estate, and then we'll get on to the next article here. One, they could start making 40-year mortgages much more plentiful, and then they could also start doing 50-year mortgages, and that could keep raising the price up. We could see people starting to wear down their employers and demand more income, which would cause more inflation, which could push prices up, but people would also have more affordability. Outside of that, we run a risk of a lot more things, with people having jobs cut or not making as much money, or inflation going up and your wages holding relatively steady or declining relative to the real price of money. And if that happens, it's going to be harder and harder to afford homes. And we could see a lot of problems with the house price unwinding, and I'm not going to get into all the detail of that right now. But it is possible that could go down. So I'm a little tempted to move out of state, sell my house, and take the money and buy gold and silver with it. But at the same time, I love the city I live in. I love the area I live in. Yeah, the state's got its issues that we have to deal with. But this is also where we've been for quite a while. So it is hard to make those decisions, guys. So, one thing I recommend is, instead of doing something completely drastic as moving all the time, you want to know what your options are and kind of look through that a little bit. So that's one of the reasons I'm not buying for my LCS here, is it's just too expensive. So I'm finding other ways to do it. But here you can see a couple of these different charts they've got here. But anyway, that's an article to take a look at. We've got this article here from CNBC, gold subdued by the Fed's higher for longer interest rate stance. So I will tell you, we could see gold and silver dip. Maybe even it goes down to the $1,700 or $1,600 range. And why would that be? Well, if the Fed raises interest rates from 5.5% or 550 basis points all the way up to 600 basis points or 6%, or 700 basis points or 7%, we're going to start to see a lot of pressure on the dollar going up and on gold and silver going down. And maybe we won't really see a reversal of that until we see more bank failures and other things happening. So things to be watching and looking for. Look to see what the Fed's going to do with raising interest rates. I don't have the date in front of me on when they're doing that next, but take a look at that. And and know when those notifications are coming out. If you're looking to buy gold and silver around that time, understand kind of what the consensus is of whether the rates are going up and by how much. That might tell you that it's a good time to wait and kind of see after the dust settles if the price goes down a little bit. If you start really hearing a lot of talk around a U-turn or the Fed lowering interest rates, be careful of that too, because you could see prices starting to jump when that happens. But anyway, we're seeing the prices go down already. So I think, that is happening because of what the Fed talked about. Gold price forecast collapsed below 1900. Yep, it's doing that already. Some of these guys are kind of late to the game here. 10-year Treasury is also having some issues here too. So we're seeing that getting a lot. Let's see, it's at 4.59, but I believe it's still below the shorter yielding Treasury notes. Let's see, the 2-year is sitting at 511. So why would you do a 10-year if you could get a 2-year and a better rate? And I don't know which one. This one was a little higher earlier. So as long as we've got an inverted yield curve, everybody, it's telling us there's going to be a recession, even if they never call it a recession. So, watch out for that. And then this was talking about watch the bonds closely. It looks like we've got I think this is called a descending wedge. I'm not a big trader, but when you see these, a lot of times you'll see a pop-up that's coming out of that too. So I think we're about to see some movement going on because of the Fed. Let's see. This is just more of the same stuff. So this talks about a final drop being possible, September effect. So I think we could see prices go a little bit lower still, guys. So dollar cost average is a good thing to be looking at. And this was the Silver Symposium. So go to my members section and you'll see this picture, and there'll be a link if you have any interest in joining me in Las Vegas. You'll get a 10% discount using the Stacking Surfer code. And if you just hit the link, it automatically applies the code. I'm not getting any kickback on this. I talked to the ninja, and he put me in touch with Patrick, who's putting the whole symposium on. I talked to him for an hour, and he was kind enough to get us a discount. So that's there. You can see that the price is going to range from $60 up to $560, depending on what you want to do with this thing. And you get an ounce of silver. So, you're really looking at about a $30 entrance fee to get in. Hopefully I'll be able to take a bunch of video I can put out. I don't know what they're going to allow me to do or not. I have like a press pass, so to speak. It was not free. I am paying a lot of money for that thing. So I'm hoping it will pan off for the channel and for you guys and in future relationships, as well as, maybe some videos that I pick up there too. Okay, so I'm going to close this guy out here, and I'm going to put it back to me here. So we're going to look at just the rest of your comments here real quick, guys, and then we are going to start winding down here. Okay, so Craig did mention here about leaving California. You feel much better afterwards. Well, I just moved here 7 years ago, so I grew up here, and then I've lived all over the country. And for me, I love the city I'm in. I plan on spending a lot of time here, even if I don't live here. So at some point I will probably get jurisdiction in a different state to reduce my income tax and or eliminate it. And then I'm in the process of also securing more cash flowing investments so that I can buy more gold and silver, and so that I can also have more free cash flow to do other investments and stuff like that too. So one thing I'll put out there is I don't personally recommend going all in on gold and silver. I do think you can have things like mutual funds. I stay away from mutual funds personally, but you can have stocks that are dividend stocks. You can have investments in businesses that produce cash. I think those can be good for you. Same with real estate. You got to look at, there's a lot of factors to determine whether you want to do that, and there's a lot of things you need to look into. But that's a lot of the stuff that I'm kind of looking at right now, and California doesn't allow me to do as much of that because it's so expensive here. Let's see. Nick was pointing out that in Maine it's about 5.5% to buy metals, no matter how much you buy. Here in California, you're paying close to 8% on anything under $2,000. And then once you hit that $2,000 threshold, then you pay no sales tax on the entire amount. So it used to be $1,500, they moved it up to $2,000. Okay, so let me just catch up here with you guys real quick. And by the way, it's not me that is not moving. I've got family that I have to convince otherwise. So we'll see what happens. Personally, I would rather be coming down to California when I can have 3 or 4 months at a time and do a lot of surfing. Right now, I live close to the beach, but I don't go surfing all that often because I'm busy doing this and household stuff and everything else. You always get more done on a vacation. So here's a question I'd like you guys to answer real quick. Put a 1 in the comment if you're hoping for gold prices to go below $1,800 so that you can buy a big dip, or put a 2 if you're hoping that gold prices will go above 2,000 soon so you can feel richer. Which one is it? All right. T-Girl Amber, welcome to the stream. No tax. Audrey Appliance says no tax in Washington State on bullion or coins. That's pretty cool. T-Girl needs to get out of California. I agree with you. Luckily, I live in a pretty good city, but that only goes so far. And then you start to run into problems with the state. Okay, we got a lot of ones here. So I'm only seeing one person right now, Shiny Man, that wants the prices to go up right now. So here's the thing I'll tell you guys. I always think it's good to have cash reserves so that you don't have to sell your metals when prices go down. And, unforeseen things can happen. So unless you have really deep pockets and a ton of cash or crazy good insurance, you're probably going to run into situations where you have to potentially sell some of your metals. So I think having that cash is going to be helpful. You just don't want to have to do it at the wrong time. Right now is going to be a great time. I think I'm going to just say for the next 20, 30 days, I think you've got a window. We don't know until we see what catches up with us in the future. But I think this is probably a better time to be buying than selling. And I do think we're going to see higher prices at the end of the year. And I think going into the spring, into the summer next year, I think we'll see higher prices as well. So I don't have a crystal ball. Do your research, do your homework on it. Look for other channels that are giving you advice from experts that have the charts in place too, to kind of show you where it may be going if you're looking to make a bigger purchase. Otherwise, my advice is to dollar cost average. Just pick an increment of time, whether it's daily, weekly, or monthly. Pick a budget and then continue to buy. That's going to be the best strategy, I think. All right, so I want to do just two quick more shout outs here that we mentioned earlier. So one is my new show with Nick. So Nick's on here, and we're going to be starting that tomorrow at 2 p.m. Pacific, 5 o'clock p.m. Eastern, and we're going to have some really cool stuff to talk about. We've got some great articles that are not news necessarily, but go into some really cool subjects that I think you guys are going to like. And Nick is an expert in a lot of things that I am not an expert in, and kind of vice versa. So I think we're going to have a really good mix of information for you guys and some really fun opinions on things too. And then we're hoping to make it really lively and get a lot of feedback from you guys too, and answer a lot of questions you might have. So I think that's going to be pretty fun. So we got that coming up tomorrow. And then the last one I'll do here is this coin show that's going to be coming up in Southern California. So any of you that are in Southern California, there's going to be a special drawing just for people that are subscribers. And then we're also going to be doing a drawing for anybody that's local at the show as well. And anyway, I'm looking forward to it. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. And we will have some gold backs for sale. We'll have some silver for sale, some gold for sale too. That'll be fun. And I think you guys are going to really enjoy that if you're here local. And then one of these days, I would love to do a road tour where I'm coming into different states by you guys and showing up at these coin shows at the booth. If I can arrange that one of these days, I think that would be a lot of fun. Well, I got to wind it down a little bit. I want to thank you all for jumping on today. It was kind of a late notice. I didn't really put any ads out for this today. But I am planning on doing this every Wednesday at 5. And my hope is for Wednesdays is I'll have someone on here that's another stacker or someone from the community to interview. I think that's always fun and a lot more entertaining than just hearing me the whole time. If you want to listen to me a lot, as Knox said, just go ahead and put a playlist on and you can watch Surfer all day long and have fun with that. But I think it'll be great. And so I'm going to wind it down now. If any of you guys have any questions, feel free to email me, stackingsurfer@gmail.com. And until next time, peace out and have a great day. Adios, guys.